Don't look at the moon. On a quiet, ordinary night, a shrill phone alert shattered the peaceful silence of 3 a.m. Groggily, Max picked up his phone to read the official alert. Do not look at the moon. Confused and disoriented, Max swiped through the hundreds of notifications he had received. They all said the same thing. It's a beautiful night tonight. Look outside. His curiosity piqued. Max stepped cautiously toward his window. He hesitated, recalling the ominous warning he had received. Max was no stranger to horror stories, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister was lurking behind this seemingly innocuous message. Defying the official warning, Max cracked open the blinds just enough to peer outside. The night was indeed beautiful, with a soft breeze rustling the trees and the moon casting its silver glow upon the world. But there was something off about the moon. It seemed larger and more hypnotic than usual, casting an eerie light that twisted shadows into grotesque shapes. Max shuddered, unable to look away. Without warning, he felt a cold, clammy hand on his shoulder. It was his roommate, Samantha, her eyes wide and unblinking as she stared straight at the moon. "Isn't it beautiful, Max?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "Don't you feel the pull?" Suddenly, an unnatural force seized Max, drawing him closer to the window. He struggled against the invisible pull, fighting to tear his gaze away from the moon. But the more he resisted, the stronger it became. Sam's grip on him tightened, her fingers digging into his flesh. "It's too late for us, Max," she croaked. "The moon has chosen us." In a last-ditch effort, Max lunged away from the window, slamming the blinds shut. He collapsed to the floor, gasping for breath. Sam's grip loosened, but her eyes remained locked on the spot where the moon had been. She began to mutter incoherently, her words morphing into a low, guttural growl. Max watched in horror as she convulsed, her body twisting unnaturally. He knew he had to act fast. Grabbing a nearby blanket, Max wrapped it around Sam's head, preventing her from seeing the moon. Her growls ceased, and she fell limp. As the strange force dissipated, Max dragged her away from the window and barricaded it with furniture. Hours passed, and the two roommates remained huddled in darkness, the haunting presence of the moon lingering outside. The mysterious messages kept flooding their phones, but they ignored them, refusing to fall prey to the moon's sinister pull. As dawn broke, the spell was broken. Max and Sam, still shaken, stepped out to find the streets littered with the twisted bodies of their neighbors, their eyes wide and staring at the sky, their faces frozen in a mixture of terror and awe. The malevolent force that had possessed the moon was gone, but its devastating effects would haunt them forever. In the aftermath, as the world struggled to comprehend the terrifying events of that night, Max and Sam vowed to uncover the truth behind the lunar pull. They knew that somewhere, hidden in the shadows, the mastermind behind the horror they had witnessed was lurking, waiting for the next celestial opportunity to strike.